Hello, fellow grave crawlers, and welcome to ZTV Reviews. I am Paper Zombie, your host with you as always, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about the 6th episode of It, Welcome to Derry. So let's get it started. Spoilers incoming. For this episode, our main focus is on Mrs. Kirsch, Hank's mystery lady, whose first name is Ingrid. Remember when I said that Beverly will visit her in the future? Well, during that visit, Beverly looks over portraits of Ingrid's family. One picture in particular catches her attention. As Beverly looks at this picture, Ingrid tells her that the two people in the picture are herself and her father. Unfortunately, that's all we get on that before we find out that the entire meeting is one of It's hallucinatory tricks built to try and get Beverly seasoned up with fear. But it turns out that the hallucinated Ingrid was actually telling the truth. She really is the daughter of Robert Bob Gray, also known as Pennywise The Dancing Clown. And she's even performed with him under her own clown guise of Periwinkle. A young General Shaw catches a glimpse of her while he's at the carnival in 1908, which is the same day he meets Rose. Speaking of Periwinkle, it was she who was in the only picture that came out of the kids' graveyard adventure. And it was she who Will saw that night watching him. Why? Because Ingrid's mind has been twisted by it. In 1935, during her shift at Juniper Hill, Ingrid overheard one of the children saying that Pennywise the Dancing Clown kept calling her through the pipes to come down to the basement. With her interest piqued, Ingrid takes the child down to the basement for the supposed meeting. And that's where she encounters it for the first time. Despite the entire look, Ingrid isn't sure if it is her father or not, especially after it devours the child right in front of her. But when it appears as Bob afterward, it fools Ingrid into believing that it is possessing Bob. So Ingrid has become convinced that she can free her father from its control. And that's why she was stalking the kids, because she was waiting for it to appear to them so that she could do her thing. Lily is the one who gets to find all of this out when she goes to visit Ingrid at her house. And though Ingrid promises not to let anything happen to Lily, the rest of her friends are disposable if it means getting the chance to free her father. Speaking of the rest of the kids, Ronnie and Lily have a huge falling out due to Lily wanting to go back into the sewers with Shard in hand to kill it. Will tries to convince Ronnie to go, but even if he could change her mind, Hank isn't about to let his daughter run off to her possible death. Yes, father and daughter have been reunited. Seems that Ingrid reached out to Charlotte, who came and got Hank and took him to the black spot, a little space that Dick and a couple of the other black airmen were allowed to establish. However, the safety of the black spot and all those within is put into jeopardy when a fired and disgruntled former Chief Bowers receives a tip on Hank's whereabouts. Hooking up with the mob of white men who all think that Hank is guilty, they take a little trip out to the location with the intent to take Hank, dead or alive. And that's where this episode leaves us, right at the cusp of an event that up until now has only been mentioned in the book and the 1990s miniseries. But this event is very significant. Whenever it awakens or goes into hibernation, there's always a horrible event that takes place in Derry to signal those moments. In the book, the event at the black spot signaled it going back into hibernation before its awakening in the 1950s, where it will deal with the Losers Club. So that's why I'm worried about everyone in the establishment. Because what we're about to see in the next episode is not going to be nice. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.